What's up, everyone? Uncle Vince here, live for another Digital Havoc, and we've got Guilty Gear Strive happening tonight. I am joined by my partner in crime, Mufasa the Third, who
Hello.
has luckily survived the plague.
Yes, I
And
have.
and of course, we're joined by two other familiar faces here. We're joined by Zero Syndicate and Fawn the Legend. How's it going, guys?
It's going
I'm
good.
doing fantastic. Yeah, it's a great Monday to start out the entire week. We're getting right into it here, Fawn. It's great to be working with you tonight.
See, not
Absolutely,
safe, bro.
Absolutely. COVID-19 safe. We do love to see it. I wish I had that wristband. That unfortunately, I was struck by the Omicron.
Dude, this is actually from an event that Vince and I did last year in Montreal.
Really?
Actually, this is a wristband
so
that they
good.
gave us. We couldn't get into the
I
venue
wish I
without
had
this.
What's crazy is that we spent most of last year, and I knew hardly anybody that got hit with COVID. Like, it was literally just like one or two people that were friends of mine. I said, man, that sucks. Like, I'm glad you're vaccinated, or you're getting through it. And now, like, I look at my Twitter timeline, and literally just everybody's, I have COVID. This is it. I got it.
I'm the only one. So we have our arena in Toronto, our esports arena. I'm the only one that regulars there as a staff that hasn't gotten it.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
lucky,
so
just lucky.
Yeah,
that's how you know. That's how you know he's a BR player.
Last man standing. Consistently the last man standing.
Last man standing. Yeah. Gotta get the winner chicken dinner out here. The victory royale, as the kids say.
I literally have the homeland advantage here.
You're right.
Well, good luck to you for the oncoming next wave, the final rings as we get into it. The Deltacron is up next.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Pretty soon we'll have the mini cons and everything, and we'll be right back to Transformers Prime or, whatever Hasbro has up their sleeve for the next variant, Beast Wars even.
They're going to call it COVID Prime because you can get it next day.
That's true. You're right. Express shipping. Great delivery.
This is just what we need for the 5G transmission.
No
really
delays ever.
It'll be the 5G transmission. It'll be the 5G folks reading in out of context to be like, oh, yep, see, I knew it. These kids were onto it.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're about to start our tournament with Digital Havoc. This is week number 89. Damn, we're almost hitting 100.
That's crazy.
Man. We're getting there. Almost at 90. There. Yeah. Just like our attendance number right now for Arc Revo, which you should sign up for tonight.
Yeah, Arc Revo Canada.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty excited about that. Very, very excited about that, honestly. And I actually,
all the events that have been going on have been really great to pay attention to check out. East Coast as well as on the way. I believe a section of Europe just finished up. I think it was the east side of Europe, so that was also interesting to check out. Tune in for this. Ooh, Incendium. Next up with Equinox Rel and Twoya out here. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that Rel played Ram. That's interesting. It's the first time I've seen him play it. Good to know.
It's pretty interesting to be able to
got caught by that bomb right there.
Gets a huge
conversion
as well, but get the plus frames off of the Oki. We're still we're still chilling.
Oh.
Are you sure? Because both swords are gone. It is over for Rel right now if you don't get these back here. You could spend your overdrive here. That helped get Twoya off your back, but this command grab is going to be a grip of damage you're not going to get.
Oh, hold on. Yet. I'm told Rel picked the wrong character. So this may not be
is that it?
Okay. So then that does make sense as to why we see him playing Ramlethal.
Excuses.
Don't let Rel try to put the mix up right now. This is a bad OS.
Excuses.
Also,
if it's true, you just run into all the buttons right now. But clearly, Rel's trying to block, so it's not an incorrect pick.
Yeah, is this actually there's no why is he fighting back if this is a
I think he's just gonna take the L. That's why he's playing it out. But we'll find out.
I mean, hey,
how messed up would it be if he actually ended up winning?
Right, exactly. Like Twitter says, just pick Ramlethal or Soul, and you'll do just fine in Guilty Gear. That's just fine. Absolutely fine.
Which is interesting to be able to say that because once again, Twitter, you have proven that you may not know the best because here we are in an Axel and Leo run world, and our implication is that Soul and Ram are problems to deal with. Which don't get me wrong, they are. But not as much as those two. I do hate those two characters. They are ridiculous.
But you know what? it's not Guilty Gear though if you don't hate everyone else's character besides your own. So
you're right. You're
if
so
you're
right.
liking the rest of the cast, there's something wrong with the Guilty Gear game. That's got to be
You're
it.
right.
Yeah, when's Biking?
I wish. God, I wish.
Shoot, you
I
got
wish
another
it was
20
already out
days.
Yep, gotta wait.
Okay,
Well,
so
evidently
Milia
for the
is the
trailer,
pick
right?
here. Yeah, we should have another trailer coming up, and honestly, I would not be surprised if Frosty is that trailer. You know, it's getting up on it. Either that or one of these Arc Revos. But Rel getting mixed in this corner. Great backdash to avoid the command grab here from Toya. Red RC to carry right back to that other side and built up enough for a shatter. Good conversion right there from Rel.
False pretty much just playing back, throws it out, but manages to get a counter hit instead that actually saved him from the mix-up, getting hit by that 100-ton weight. He is going to be alive for the time being. The RNG God smile upon him this day. Counter hit once again and has the red RC available. Rel should be able to close this one out with the wall break as well. The flower blooms and creates an opening for Rel to be able to get this first one.
The sun is indeed shining on Rel's side of the screen here, and now we have another mix-up opportunity. Good start. Just gonna have to back off here. Trumpets are out there. The whole kindergarten class gonna come out for Toya here. All right, mix. Once again, these buttons, meteors. That's a good draw right there. Hold on to these frames.
Tried to shimmy him. Not gonna quite work out there. The hammer, Bob the Builder. Can he do it? Yes. No, he can't. I actually thought the command grab was coming. It was gonna hit, but it wasn't there. Instead, Rel has to eat all of this pressure. Uses the burst just to get away. And once Milia gets that knockdown, you gotta be careful, my friend. Still, plenty of mixes. Remember, she has 8 million options for every one defensive option that you have.
Okay, well, the bombs are out. Bombs away right here. Good block on both sides here. You may be lanky Faust here, but you're gonna have to figure out how to shut down this offense from Rel here, and now the kindergartners are coming out for Rel's side. Nice extension of combo because of that. One block mix will keep you going, and good finish there with the 5K for Twilya. A little shaky there in that round, though. Not a very easy victory there by any means.
Yeah, Rel trying to hold it back, obviously, to escape the incoming pressure, but ends up getting clipped thanks to the jump frames. That's just typically how it is going to end up working out. Punish is going to be there, manages to get it, but not going to quite find the conversion off of the mix-up. Immediately schools out for summer. Here comes the kids. They're on the way, managing to keep Milia into block stun for the time being. Keeps her in the corner as well. Got to be careful. Going to use the red RC. Went for the overhead. Went for the light to try and see if he can get the overhead, but the fast RC made him get standing 5 feet.
Yep. Have to be careful right there, especially on those inputs. Got to clean it up right there. Burst is available for Toya, so you do have some options here, and just getting 50% tension, so we have resources to turn this around. And of course, we all know time and time again, we've seen the Twitter combos, Milia is just a champagne glass away from being dropped on the floor into a bajillion pieces. Burst becomes available for Rel. Survives here just for a little bit long. Gold burst failure right here. Voodoo Doll is going to get this finish here. Good kill
Very
for
unfortunate.
Toya right there.
Very, very unfortunate.
That
That 5K is actually such a great tool. Like it's a really, really good neutral tool as well. Not only is it good for conversions, but it's great at stopping Milia, who's going to want to maintain most of her time in the air. You aren't going to be able to find those. You aren't going to be able to find those anti-airs as easily because of the fact that like you have to be worried about the 6P, and with that linear perspective, you do have to be worried if you're fighting against her. But with so many tools that Faust has at his disposal, he has several anti-airs to stop her.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure all Faust players are appreciating the more positive item drops that do come out now with the latest patch of Faust, so that really brought that character up. Wow, close slash coming out there. Let's keep the offensive corner here with the burst from Rel. Yes, even more items, donuts on deck there.
Bombs, everything, the counter hit, does take the bait, but oh my goodness, the second time in a row, he's been saved. I can't even believe Toya does manage to make it out of this one, but instead is going to get hit by the cross up. Got saved again. The hair car actually hits the Voodoo Doll.
Okay, 6P attempt does whiff. Nice cross up there, but no conversion after. A little bit too high. Trumpets out. The Pied Piper does play once again. Oh, the dust does connect. Got crossed up once again. Disc Oki was there. Bad mood. No shatter quite yet. Watch out. The doll is aware. All right, it's not another episode of Small Soldiers once again here. The Gorgons do win this round here.
Trying to at least keep him back for the time being. Gets crossed up, tries to go for the double mix, but not going to quite find it there. 2 air dashes, but only one way to secure this round, and that's by a good old-fashioned BMB. That is going to be Rel that takes this match and moves on forward, at least for the time being.
Yeah, so we got one on the board right now, right? It's been a tall order here. Toya has definitely been, kind of messily in control, as one does when you're Faust, trying to play against the random items that are coming out, on both sides of the field, because your opponent's trying to play against you if you're Faust based on those items. That trumpet is beneficial for both players here. So Toya has really had some mixed luck on these items. There's that hammer once again. All right, nice. Bursting out, going to try to keep corner control, and as luck would have it, another meteor available for Toya. Hold this corner for getting a block once again.
Not going to find the wall break there. Millia does find her way out, but into another B&B. Unfortunately, out of the frying pan and into the fire. Not going to find the conversion, but does manage to get the punish off of the sweep. Okay. Big conversion here for Millia, and provided that she has the mix after, or at least the pressure, will manage to see if she can get it, but not going to find it. The Gold Burst provides too much, and the 6P is going to close it out.
Yeah, great ending right there for Toya. And again, a little bit scrambly at the end there. These two are going back and forth. It's not too far in terms of life deficit here for both of these players. It's pretty close throughout this entire set. Nice burst right there from Rel. Unfortunately, not going to find a way in. I mean, Toya's doing a great job at keeping the distance in the mid-range here.
So trying to keep the pressure on them, manages to get the counter hit and uses the purple RC just to extend her combo just a little bit. Gets the pressure on the wake up, but the Gold Burst is at least going to keep her back for now.
Yeah, that YRC did come out pretty well there and pretty handily for Toya, getting the space we're looking for. A couple 100 tons out there. Nope, too far once again. That's the second time we failed on that command grab there. It doesn't matter though. We take those trades all day, and 3-1 for Toya here, utilizing Faust.
That is going to be that match. And I think that's just, once again, the buffs it is that you were mentioning, Faust having a lot of those more. We saw more consistent meteors than we would typically see coming out from Faust as well when he threw, when he tossed it up. There's a lot more positive advantages to him utilizing that, right? You're not going to end up getting the short end of the stick. And he was just controlling neutral well there. I mean, like, once again, like, there's not much it is that Millia can do. I think Millia is a very, very strong character, and I think she has very powerful mixes, but there's not much that she can do towards the tail end of things, only because of the fact that, like, she requires meter a lot of the time, and certain distances, once you get used to playing that character and seeing Millia, you understand what she has time to go for and what she doesn't the more it is you play that character. So it's just a matchup thing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you mentioned the need for resources for Millia to get out of a lot of those bad situations there. And more often than not, Rel was early bursting, didn't have as much meter as far as we would look for in terms of like another YRC. We saw time and time again, Toya was just full of meter, ready to go. Either, I mean, we did have a failed gold burst, but I mean, honestly, YRC was there aplenty for Toya in that set, and was really kind of poking out at the mid-range, which was really strong against Millia. A lot of the setups were a little bit delayed from Rel's Millia there, but otherwise, like, the scrambles were there, and it, as luck would have it with those randomized items from Faust, it was more often in Toya's favor, and that turned things around there. I think Rel, if Rel had maintained control and had a little bit better of an Oki set, a little bit more tighter on these knockdowns, I think we'd have a very different story here, because Rel's routing was phenomenal. We got plenty of kills. There was only a few issues here and there as far as like Bad Moon not getting our shatters like we normally would like, but either way, when Rel had hard knockdown and had those hits, he was able to convert really well and get plenty of damage. It was just closing it out, and unfortunately the luck factor that Faust brings out to the front anyways. But great set between both players.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think go ahead, Vince. By all means.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, next up, we're going to get Lukewarm and Stormhowl up next.
Stormhowl, yeah.
Stormhowl.
Stormhowl.
Such a cool name. Stormhowl. Now,
He's a cool guy.
May be a dork, but the thing is that about me being a dork is what's interesting here. So the Stormhowl, just the lore behind the name potentially. So it's one of two things. Now, Stormhowl is an NPC in World of Warcraft, but Stormhowl is also the name of a legendary sword from Tales of Berseria, and I do know that because that game is actually one of my favorites. Actually, I do love Tales of Berseria. I don't know if that's where his name's from. I see him in the chat. Stormhowl, is that where your name's from? I hope so. That'd actually be so sick. I would absolutely love that. I'm
See,
not sure.
I was thinking it was.
It's one of the
I
two
was
things.
thinking it was Storm How, spelled like Mordhau, or that is what the like medieval game is, right? Mordhau or something like that. I thought it was going to be
Mordhau.
spelled the same way, but it's Storm Howl, like a howling wolf. So I thought it was even going to be more medieval. But you know what? Coming from Tales, I just finished up Tales of Arise, and great series, of course. If that is what it is, then you know what. You got to represent your favorite franchise, right? Always at the forefront there, so people know. That's your introductory, right? When names are the brand at the start, right? You Stormhowl. Oh, I know what this individual is about. Playing all them Tales games, we got you.
Yeah, absolutely. But, seems like that is the case, actually, and it's also his favorite.
Okay.
Which is even better. It's even better. Really showing my nerdum here for sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Very, very good taste.
Heaven forbid you're a nerd on a cast in which we are just talking about an awesome video game. How dare you? Show some professionalism first off. But you know what? We also have lukewarm out here. And hopefully the gameplay isn't lukewarm, right? We're going to see some fire gameplay coming out here from lukewarm.
Yeah, definitely. Probably the strongest Melia player in Toronto.
Ooh, okay.
So.
Yeah, definitely have seen him play before in a couple of previous. Definitely have seen him play a couple times before on the previous Incendium. So absolutely something it is that like I've always enjoyed watching, and you'll really see him push Melia to her limits because while I think that Melia is a good character, I don't think she is one of the best. I think there are a lot of characters that actually win that matchup more than they think they do, which is saying something. I think that there are a lot more powerful characters that are up on the board than her. So I'm actually really, really interested in seeing how this goes. Now, Ramlethal is actually one of those characters I was thinking of because of the fact that she controls so much space. That's what we saw happening with Faust, right? That's like the biggest thing. Melia has to play extremely careful. And what better character to play careful against than Ram?
Absolutely. I mean, is going to dominate the mid-range once again, just like Faust does. But once you get these knockdowns, this is important here. And of course, Stormhowl will be one to look out for once Stormhowl finds those resources, gets meter. We've already lost the sword, so Lukewarm should have a little bit more free reign on this approach here, but the 5K does connect into Daro's series once again. Good run-up throw from Stormhowl, and of course, we've got to hold this corner.
Burst out. Obviously going to utilize the burst just to make sure that she can find some sort of way to escape, put some back in, and just to use the classic Ramlethal mix-up, but not going to be able to find it. Instead, the overhead is going to ring true here and set Melia up for more mix-ups, gets another overhead, and has the super to break the wall. I believe this should kill. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, definitely does. You know, and that's unfortunate, right? Because all that Stormhowl needed was just a smidge more tension to get that reversal out of the corner. It would have helped tremendously here, but Lukewarm was able to wrap things up rather quickly here. Nice jump in here. Lukewarm in a bit of trouble. Stormhowl now caught on the back foot here, back to the corner with a full set of swords once again, but going to get caught air to air. Shatter is imminent and does connect. Not looking good here for Stormhowl.
Something in mind. Keeping the pressure
good
on.
Read right
get
there
the 6P as well. Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that. Has the tension for the reversal, but that may not even matter. Next hit probably will be the thing that kills him, depending on what it is. And this is speak it into existence, and that's exactly what happens. Close slash is going to get the counter hit and obviously lead to a conversion that allows Lukewarm to take the round, or take the game, the very first game.
First game, Lukewarm looking pretty solid out here. I mean, hey, we're talking one of the better Melias out there, and it shows, right? You know, keeping control of this matchup is so important, especially the damage that Ramlethal will easily be able to put on top of Melia here. Great command dash here from Lukewarm, but still going to get scooped up by Stormhowl. A very different story. Keeping control, PRC. Nice dust. Will connect. Just take it. Just take it. At this life deficit, don't expect a burst. And if they do burst, you still won something out of that interaction.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely not something that you want to be able to spend, especially since the Stormhowl waited a little bit before they actually converted into the hits that converted the Dusk in case the burst was being utilized. But speaking of burst, it actually does get utilized very early in the round here. Stormhowl is forced back and manages to get the overhead. That's what I was talking about beforehand. When Millia has meter, it becomes a lot more of a dangerous game. Instead of blocking maybe 1 or 2 options, now you have to block 4 or 6. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no limit.
And there's the great air throw right there. YRC to take things back. Lukewarm going to get jailed out of the sky. Bad burst right there. Can't be doing that from so far away. Overdrive won't kill quite yet. Just a sneeze will do it here, but it's that same case for Lukewarm here. The reversal does come out and gets the kill. Have to pay attention to these resources on both sides. You got to be watching.
Oh man, just get the jump slash. Just to try and see if she can stall out Ramlethal a little bit longer, but gets thrown, tries to time his throw, but instead of a tech, the delayed throw actually gets thrown, ironically enough. Push block, just try and keep her out of the corner, but Purple RC just to keep the pressure and allow her air dash not to go far enough, or at least out of her range. She doesn't want Ramlethal to control a majority of this space. You have to be a little bit more careful. Manages to get throw and command dashes in, uses the roll, but is going to get bursted away.
Nice jump in right there. Barely fighting out of that corner right there. And unfortunately, Stormhowl is going to take the L on this one. 2-0 for Lukewarm to start things out here. Tall mountain to climb here. But, honestly, Lukewarm is definitely playing on that razor's edge, right? Just being Millia in this matchup. That's the scary thing, because it's going to just take 2 hits for Stormhowl to really just solidify that position of getting a W here. And Lukewarm is, again, the important thing, just maintain that control. Don't let Ramlethal get started. Don't let her kind of back off and get that spacing that she would like to play in, especially in that mid-range. If you're messing around with a lot of left-rights or just keeping the pressure on like Lukewarm has been doing, you're definitely going to maintain that control. You're definitely going to give that Ramlethal a hard time without having to, FD, so they can at least build up the meter. We see the change to Kai, and I do dig this change because the important thing is we have an immediate invulnerable reversal without the utilization of meter. So this is a good option. Now the question is if Lukewarm changes the offense and really pushes out these left-right mixes, because that's going to screw with a lot of these anti-air options. Maybe even just pokes will be better in general for Stormhowl. We'll see how this works out.
As for the time being,
already started.
Once again, it's always a neutral game. Millia can't give her opponent the space needed to be able to control the screen, right? That's not what she wants. So that's why she's trying to consistently go in every single opportunity you're finding her. It's very rare that she'll backdash unless she's trying to bait something. She's always trying to go in because she wants to make sure that gap is always closed. She can't let her opponent get far away, and Luke's doing such a good job at doing it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a great whiff punish right there, especially off that PRC too. Just tried to bait out something. The 6P did come out, but unfortunately, Lukewarm was able to close that gap, immediately get that punish. Not able to get a pick up there. There's the Vapor Thrust. Okay, good.
He's trying to keep the pressure on. Lukewarm still in the driver's seat here, goes for the overhead, instead gets push blocked out, but she's right back in. DP once again just to try and solve his problems, tries to use the jump dust, but not going to quite find it. Instead gets instant overheaded, and now we might be going for a wall break. Tried to bait the burst with Stormhowl on the awareness, just being aware enough to know that she's going to try and bait out the burst, and delays when he actually utilizes it. A counter hit on the cross up. This won't be death, but the next mix might be, and it isn't. He's not going to be able to find it. Instead, there's one more, whiffs the crouch heavy slash, and instead, the game is going to go to Lukewarm.
It's a tough matchup. I mean, you can just say on paper, like, hey, as long as Ramlethal hits that windshield wiper, as long as Kai puts out these buttons and throws out a couple fireballs, you can shut down a lot of Millia's offense. But, Millia has that aerial momentum. It is ridiculously fast. And like you said, once Millia gets in, it's going to be difficult to try to push her back out. So we're looking at Kai, right, for that immediate reversal, guaranteed throughout the entire match. And I think that was such a late adjustment that we weren't ready for, just immediately being able to interact with a lot of those situations. Like we saw the option of DP represented at least a couple times there, and they worked out. But also, you haven't told Lukewarm enough that, like, hey, you're able to consistently punish this or keep me from doing this offense. So I'm just going to keep playing my game until you really figure this out.
And you always have to keep that in mind as well. Like, just being able to understand that at the end of the day, this is what you need. You need the opportunity to be able to always close that gap. You always want to make sure you take that opportunity to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes, small, big, whatever it may be, because you have to do that as Milia. Because if you don't, then you lose the game. She's that paper thin. One counter hit and she's already lost like what 50-60% HP. So the goal is to always stay in. If you're gonna get hit and end up losing a majority of your health anyway, you might as well just keep the pressure as it is.
Absolutely. And especially too in that set, Lukewarm knew for a fact that they were going to open up Storm Hall every single time. It wasn't like a hesitancy thing of like, oh, I'm not sure, like these interactions have been really strong in the neutral. It was just the confidence to keep pushing forward. Like even when Millie got poked out by Storm Hall, it was still just a constant forward momentum here, because you've not converted that damage to be a significant enough stop sign for me to be like, whoa, hey, like this is enough. Like I need to be more careful on my approach. And again, though, I do love the switch from Storm Hall to Kai. Like there seemed to be a bit more work out of that. It was just, maybe some mistiming things. And of course, like, now you're changing data of like, now I'm fighting as Kai instead of Ramlethal. So my timing might be a little bit off and I'm not ready for it. So it'll be interesting to see if Storm Hall does get that run back here. But we still have a few more matches along the way to find out.
And before we jump into the next match, we have to do our mandatory shilling.
Yes.
Because as you can see, there's a big thing at the center bottom of the screen that says 50 cents, and it makes me sad, because you should definitely hit up the Match Arena link and use those coupon codes to donate 30 cents to the prize pool. Make sure you guys do that. I see 10 people in there. That's at least $3. So get in there, use the contribution codes, and you don't even have to put in a code anymore. You just click the button. Contribute now, and you donate 30 cents to the prize pool. And of course, can't forget to give out shout outs to our wonderful sponsors that we have, Zowie BenQ for supplying monitors for us to use for production, and of course Corsair supplying peripherals to us. And most importantly, can't forget about our newest sponsor, Guru Energy. They're plant-based energy drink based in Canada, and of course you can check out their website, guruenergy.com. And if you look towards the bottom of our Twitch page, you'll see that we have a promo code AMUKA20 to get 20% off any order from Guru from their website. So make sure you guys check that out. But we're going to jump into the next match now, and it's going to be Ginger versus Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a Nagoriyuki mirror match. I believe so. But these are two Canadian locals as well, two very, very good players. Actually, it's Chip. That's what it was. Ginger played Chip. That makes sense. And Kobe's playing Ram. Interesting.
All right.
Okay. His Ram is pretty good, too.
I would not want to be in a mix-up if I was you, Mufasa. You just guessed wrong twice.
I know.
Things are not looking good for you right now.
Definitely not.
All right. Well, this matchup is, very much akin to the Milia and Ramlethal matchup, right? If Chip gets hit like a couple times, then it could mean death right there if given the right route. But of course, you got to stop Chip from his offense. And good luck. Good luck. Nice jump in here. Going to get Alpha Blade off to the wall and an excellent shatter. Oh my goodness. Ginger out here.
Yeah, this is
low. That's death right there, honestly. Look, before you blink and it's going to be over here, and Kobe had no time to react. You saw the meter was available. Heck, if you want to try to drift, slow things down for a moment, if you're not confident that your overdrive can hit, sometimes that might just do it there, especially if an Alpha Blade full screen is on the way. Who knows? Some chips like to get crazy. Oh, caught low, overhead, reset, does get that counter.
Oh, Chip is like the equivalency of like a baby hippo. Like, dangerous, but very, very weak, right? Like at the same time, like it's like it's something you have to be on the lookout for at all points in time, because he's like, the thing is that Ramlethal's getting mauled right now, right? Like that's exactly what you would expect to be able to see when Chip gets the hit. Same thing for Milia, and I'm so glad you brought that up earlier. But my goodness, like he's moving at sonic speed. How do you even like? I've gotten hit multiple times. I've been guessing in my head. I'm like, okay, right side, nope, left side, okay, no right. Low, overhead.
And
like,
even when you guess right sometimes, like Chip might recover fast enough that Chip is still able to continue the offense, and that's absolutely terrifying. All right, got RC, nice. Let's see if we got any pickup. Nice, we got the corner, but still Chip able to jump out, jump 2K, caught low again. nothing quite working out yet. There we go. PRC, though, unfortunately. Oh, actually, you know what? Spoke too soon. This is a perfect happy accident right here. Create that nice little happy bush right in the foreground there. And pick whatever green you feel like, honestly. The green that Ginger's wearing is an excellent shade. We'll be getting that W in just a second. Unless, wait, Kobe!
Oh, good block.
Coming out of the clutch. You can't YRC that. Oh!
Good, amazing job. I'm curious why he gold bursted in this situation. Well, I mean, like, I guess in a situation like that, you don't even really want to deal with it, right? But you have the life with you. I don't think that's as necessary for you to do. I think you can just hold on. Especially if you knew you blocked it at
YRC
first,
for YRC, because you were trying to steal that turn right back, and unfortunately you were way too far away to give an answer right back. And Ramathal was already committed to starting that next button and wasn't close enough to get caught by it. So you commit yourself to a negative situation there, got killed for it. Under normal circumstances, if Ram were close enough, that would be the choice. Oh my goodness, 6K, nice pickup though. Ginger's offense is pretty strong right now. The confidence here too to just keep going, shake off that last little misstep there. It's just a blunder. You know what? We get a couple every now and again. No big deal. We're chip players out here. We understand that accidents happen. We take big risks, but the rewards are just as big.
Just trying to keep the pressure on for the time being. Trading back and forth. But we start things off with a DP. Once again, always keeping your turn where you can. Backdash to see if you can bait out anything, but not going to quite find it. The cross-up is going to land true here. Keeps the pressure, goes for the command grab, but hey, Kobe's already ready for it.
Okay, has to make the approach. 6P is just a bit too far. We notice Ginger really slowing things down here. Gets the catch and burst. Kobe, last-ditch effort. They're able to block the overdrive. That was your opportunity! Oh, no. Hopefully you don't regret the situation. Nice tick throw, has the corner, OTG, but you gotta remember, Ginger has a DP on deck.
I'll say the biggest thing it is that I had considered. I'm like, in a situation like that, like from the last round, literally, you had the information by understanding that when Ginger was pressured in a situation like that, what did he do? He goal bursted, right? So when it comes down to those clutch scenarios, he always is going to want to take his turn back. And the DP was the only viable option there, I would think. We haven't really seen Ginger try and put himself up to block much, honestly. Like, he has been obviously playing a defensive game when he can, but he is always on the go. So he's always going to want his turn back.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Ginger has been saving a lot of that meter for RC mechanics. And honestly, if it's not red RC, if we're caught in a corner situation, we're going to stop the explosion with the YRC to continue that pressure. Great command grab to end things, too, from Ginger. And looking at a nice, solid round start here for Kobe. Big slash. No opportunity to burst out at all. We're too far away thanks to Sword. Nice shatter. Okay. Ooh, almost got 6B for your trouble there. Nice jump in. And again, you know, Kobe has been doing great at anti-airing, or at least 6P'ing a lot of these jump-ins, and it's just Ginger is not swayed. Taking the chances. Chances make champions. It's the mantra of every chip player. Look at that. Just DP in neutral, just because? Nice jump in. Okay, good pickup.
They're managing to get good conversions here and there. Oh, Kobe's still available to be able to take this back. RC, he's going to bait out the burst. You have to be careful. Uses the dust system, try and time it even more so. But even still, man, just cross up with the second hit of the heavy slash. Scoops him right on up. Kobe is going to lose the second game here. That's so unfortunate, too. That's so sad. Because the second hit of the heavy slash, like obviously he backdashed to try and see if he could avoid any incoming normal. But that step forward that Chip does whenever he actually uses the second part of the heavy slash, it's just too much. It's just too much you got to consider. Very dangerous.
Chip is definitely capable of a swift 3-0 for sure, as we just saw right there. Ginger definitely just, again, you know, every Chip player, like I've been saying, has that mentality of, you know what, the accidents might happen. I might get caught here, but if I'm still alive, I still have the opportunity to attempt another mix, keep up that offensive pressure. You can't block forever. So at some point, I'm going to open you up. In that entire set, Ginger just opened up Kobe left and right. I mean, whether you're guarding low, whether you thought you could throw a button or take your turn. Now, Kobe was coming in hot and, you know, this is the end result here for that match right there. Chip is a force to be reckoned with in this game. I mean, we've seen it in Series E even. You know, Bean has been on a tear over on the West Coast, or at least, you know, for Wednesday night fights as well too. So like that character is definitely one that can put in a world hurt for a lot of this cast.
Yeah, definitely something you have to keep in mind. Chip is always such an interesting character to watch too. I think Chip and Millie are very interesting characters to watch purely because the fact of the amount of creativity is you need with both of those characters to make sure that your offense and your pressure isn't stale, one, and then two, making sure that you don't get hit is probably the two most interesting characters to watch play the floor is lava, right? Like it's an aspect of just knowing that any point in time you step on that floor, you're dead, right? Like you get hit by a normal, you're dead. You get counter hit, you're especially dead. And so it requires so many resources like bursts and everything of the sort. That's why we saw Chip mostly on the offensive there, right? It's obviously a way to keep the pressure on and make sure that people obviously don't overextend too much, right? Like you want to keep them within your realm. You want to keep them within your knowledge base. And you can do that the best by making sure that you have their offense because you're aware of what defensive options the character might have, right? And so it makes it that much easier to deal with when you're the one always in the driver's seat.
Absolutely.
All right, so the next match we're going to get up is our first top 8 match on the winner's side. We're going to get Lukewarm versus Test Your Luck. Another Digital Havoc classic. It's going to be Milia versus Nagoriyuki. And Test Your Luck, definitely a regular here at Digital Havoc.
Yes.
I represent Montreal. Definitely Montreal's strongest Guilty Gear Strive player.
Probably one of the strongest like Canadian players at the moment. Like I know they got top 3 in ICFC last year as well too. So like they've been around like just killing it through all the online tournaments this last year.
Yeah, and Test Your Luck has definitely been around the block as far as fighting games go too. Like just
he was an MK guy too, I think, right?
Yeah, he played Dragon Ball for a while.
Yeah, Dragon Ball too. Like it's not the first anime game, and you know those fundamentals do carry over to all games really. And if you want to talk about like whiff punishing, like Mortal Kombat is definitely going to be that game that really helps you out. And you're playing Nagoriyuki, so you're definitely well capable of whiff punishing your opponent. And you know what? You're definitely going to be playing some strong neutral against Milia here, so you can expect to see a lot of that even too. So let's see how Lukewarm tries to navigate the skies, or you know, navigates the ground. See what type of Nagoriyuki Test Your Luck will be.
Yeah, I think this matchup is so favorable for Nago, actually. I think it is so hard for Milia to close the gap on him ever because of the amount of tools it is that he has. And she melts instantly. Like, look at this. Wall break already just off of a couple of bad plays. Well, really one bad play. He RC'd off of the second hit he got, and she lost that much HP, right? Like, one throw and then one hit into a conversion of the RC. Nago just has to block, which obviously is the most forehand answer I can give, right? Just block for it. Like, that's simple. Make sure that you don't get hit by the Milia mix-up. She does it a million times. But the command grab is the best way to stop that gold RC. And she blocked the gold RC and still got command grab.
Yeah, she blocked that YRC, and then command grab was the next guess right there, right? Because a lot of times you'll see throws, the fastest option, but then you go for command grab because it's going to be thrown invulnerable at that point, and Test Your Luck winning out on top for that one. Right. Push back in the corner, going for a couple of 2Hs, warning you to not fly into this particular range. Couple close slashes. I don't care how far you backdash. You're in the corner. There's no more room until I break that wall. Perfect for Test Your Luck in this game.
I played this matchup like hundreds of times, right? Like against some really, really good Milias before. And like, I don't think this matchup gets any easier for Milia. It just doesn't. It's so hard to be aggressive and stay on the offense when you're worried about getting hit by like a stray hit like that. And then the fact that he gets increased range, it becomes faster. You have less startup frames. The more that blood gauge goes up is also crazy because it's something that you have to keep in mind 90% of the time. Am I going to get hit? What am I going to get hit by? And when you find these conversions, you really just have to go for it. Drops the combo, and this is probably worst case scenario.
Already put back into the corner, the backdash. There's not enough room here. The sword is already dropping down to about level 1 range. Doesn't matter, a couple 5Ps, 6P conversion after the fact there. Nice burst here from Lukewarm. Unfortunately going to get caught out of the sky once again. Test Your Luck is pretty consistent on those air throws there. Nice carry over to the corner, trying to get the 5K for the shatter there, just a bit too far. Good check though from Test Your Luck. You're not risking anything on that one. Bloodsuck Universe, so fair game in this corner here. Already committed to the Beyblade, so not going to be able to get a overdrive in the corner. That definitely killed. Burst, just trying to close things out. The chip damage is climbing for Milia here.
Okay, at least gets the hit on the way in, still keeping the pressure. What more will she find? Blocks the cross up and uses the gold RC and gets hit. May have tried to jump out. That's the only case scenario. I don't think she tried to mash. I think she just tried to get away because once again, you get hit by that gold RC. You have to be baiting burst, RC, everything, right? The whole 9 yards to be able to stop him. And he's using that DP option every time because what is Milia's answer for that? Not only does it give him blood gauge to make sure that he consistently keeps her in pressure from like half screen, but then you also have to be concerned about it more and more because of the aspect of, you know, like she can't really approach. She gets hit by that DP, and with the new changes to it, you have to be careful. You can really end up losing all of your HP.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, well, blocks air to air this time. Does get scooped up for the jump in. Okay, and I do believe, yo.
Hey, sit back down. Oh my goodness.
Where do you think you're going? Not done talking to you over here. Nice. Here we go. Push back into the corner. The chip damage does build. Blood rage. Yep, that should be it right there. Unfortunately, just a bit too early.
Sorry, it's 1-1.
Wanted to kill real bad.
It's 1-1 in the set.
Is it 1-1?
Luke hasn't won.
No, it's 2-0.
No,
yeah.
It's That's for right now. They're at least keeping the pressure on, still seeing if Luke can do anything. Good job at making sure that you have that backdash. And the counter hit on the rule, but no conversion from Luke. Nice, baits it out. Yeah, I definitely got hit. I thought that overhead was going to actually collide, but that's not going to be the case. Goes for the double overhead instead. It gets another counter hit against the wall. Will break it.
Yeah.
And now we will be moving on to the other side of the screen.
Oh, wow. Yep, fast disc right there. Going to get caught. Big jump in. Having to FD there, trying to keep the life deficit where it's at. Doesn't want to take any chip damage here. Full screen situation. The 2H does connect. Watch out for this blood meter. Could only dash up once, unfortunately, because of the blood. Okay, ample block. But looking to be in a bad way. Great backdash. Can't get mixed too often there. We're running out of resources and does get scooped. Great chase down from Luke here.
And that's the game, right? Nago doesn't have any resources. His defensive options are nothing, right? He has no way to get out of the corner unless he has meter or unless he has burst. And so that's what Luke did. The minute that burst was going, the minute he had no meter, the cylinders are all on. And that's like the best case scenario, right? Once he uses everything. But that's how I think how bad of a matchup it is. Once he uses everything, right? He couldn't even feel pressure to do that. And since Milia does, like, it has the concept of a death by 1,000 paper cuts, what are you going to do? You're not really concerned about her for the most part.
Yeah, definitely. Already pushed back here. The life deficit, substantial here. Test Your Luck is taking the advantage. Nice blood-sucking universe. And this is bad news bears here if you're lukewarm because it's free reign to spend these specials. Okay, good air to air. And yeah, would take the trade all day. And you're right too. On the defense, like if you're Nagoriyuki without resources and against Milia here, you're looking for a close slash in a lot of those like ambiguous cross-up situations, or even just like a 5P interrupt is great, especially since you can convert that to 6P and something else after. But unfortunately, lukewarm ended up losing that last round here. Test Your Luck is actually being mixed. Lukewarm doing a great job of keeping up these resources. Push back into the corner. Great cross up, but yo, you put out a foot, that's definitely gonna get caught.
Yeah, it's just the pressure, man. Like, it's something you always consistently have to be concerned about. It's just the aspect of, like, once again, we've said it enough, but that's the best case. That's the best showing, right? Once he has no meter, like, that's what he has to subject himself to a lot of the time. Try to see if he can get the air throw, but can't catch her on the way out. Instead, crosses right on up and still maintains her hold over the corner. But you pay rent here now. Instead, new renovation baits out the burst, the gold burst, and pops the purple RC, but he actually hit a button during that. He still has meter. He can still make this work for him. What more will he be able to do? And the trade again, we call that privilege.
You hate to see it happen.
Hey,
we call that privilege.
You know? It's equivalent exchange live on Digital Havoc. You know, Guilty Gear. If I hit you and I have the life lead and we hit each other at the same time, you know, hey, them's the breaks. You know,
Yeah, just don't try to revive people from the dead. It ends badly for everyone.
Yeah, it definitely does end badly.
exactly.
I heard of a guy lost a whole limb trying to do that. A couple of them even. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you can't even talk about like the mental strain it might have on somebody from Resident from the Dead, right? Like, I mean, that's a lot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So it's a lot to take into consideration.
It's definitely not a completely scientific process, as we've learned.
Yeah, you're right.
Not. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has the stones to really solve that one, but you know, maybe one day we'll figure it out. Who knows? But until then, we have more Guilty Gear.
What a show, eh? You remember watching that for the first time and being like, "What the hell?"
This is it. This is a new Square Enix property. How about it?
Yep. All right. So next match is gonna be we're gonna have Dez versus Ginger up next.
Dez. Now I have seen them a couple times on the stream. Can I get a quick refresher on who it is that they actually ended up playing?
Axel.
It is Axel, right?
It is Axel.
Yep, that's what I. Okay, yeah, that's what I
Des
thought.
plays
Okay.
Axel. Yeah.
Nobody likes
Now
playing
we are
Dez
looking at,
because he blocks.
of course,
No.
of course, and that's the
Oh,
worst
what
case
is
scenario, right? That's literally the worst case scenario because you're talking about somebody that controls the match at all points in time for full screen and they know how to block. That's literally worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Isn't that
back in
You
the
literally
day-
might as well just put up the controller.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to hate watching him play Guilty Gear. No, play Dragon Ball Fighters against. Every week would be grand finals, Peppery Splash versus Dez, and Dez has Goichi levels of blocking.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. My man is. That's literally the worst case. Like that, you can't. So that's how you know. Like that's how you have to know your character. Because the only way you're hitting them is if like you have to know everything about your character, and he has to know very little about even like the most. Like you have to really get down to like the nerdy stuff. Like the thing it is that you find out randomly at 4 a.m. in training mode. Right? Like that's what you have to hit him.
Well, and here's the thing, right? Ginger coming in hot with Chip. Of course, that mixed potential is there, but Dez has the ability to kind of maintain a lot of that air control exactly where Chip wants to be. But Chip also is fast enough to kind of be in that little sweet spot where Axel is not going to be able to contest. Big anti-air start, almost just a reactionary like prediction. The Monado activated for Dez here and just changed the future immediately.
It seems like right now he is keeping him at bay. Manages to get the end. Nice. Good conversion into the Axel Bomber 5K. And Axel Bomber is definitely how that round is going to end. Still got 2 lives remaining on the side of Dez. Ginger is on his last life here. Catching a couple overheads here and there.
Yeah.
Still
Brilliant
trying to
positioning
find
right
his
now for
opportunity.
Ginger. Yeah. That risk gauge cranked up. Took a big risk with that jump in there. And finally, taking a grip of damage. Does get the shatter right there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to fully convert that last ring because we would be at this life point previously had they finished the combo here. And now Dez caught on the back foot. Ginger, 50% health, able to close this gap and already immediately pushed out. Great FD, 5K
Nice.
chases for the punish. Brilliant stuff here on Ren.
Yeah, gets caught out just for the time being. But is at least able to make the conversion work out for him. Tries to go for the mix, but may have messed it up a little bit. Drill kick from above and utilizes the burst just for Dez to try and get in that space. But once again, Chip, he's on you. Remember, baby hippo, or I guess a really small gorilla, like a little baby gorilla.
What happened to you in this baby hippo? Did something you need to divulge on this baby hippo? I've seen one baby hippo attack and it was adorable. What happened to you?
So I don't know about you guys in the U.S., but we have house hippos here in Canada.
Okay.
You ever
hippos are
seen?
dangerous.
Go search it up. There's a house hippo commercial. We got house hippos
I
up here in
House
Canada.
hippo.
There's
That's
no
like
way
a
you have room
terrible
for
pet
well,
dog.
maybe in like the like northwestern territories you do, but no way in the northeastern territories you got room for a hippo.
Ooh. As you see, at least get the conversion and drags him right on in just for the Oki setup and finds it again. Has the burst, but it's going to save it for the next round on the side of Ginger. That's smart. Dez did the same thing last game we saw.
Yeah, it's literally identical scenario, but this time getting caught out of the skies once again on the second round. So Ginger in a spot of trouble, trying to go for these mixes here. Wow, and I love the approaches. You know, Ginger is recognizing that, all right, look, I'm out of space. I don't want to overextend here, and Dez is trying to preemptively shut down the offense, and Ginger takes the opportunity for a whip punish. Great shatter, and just like that, the pendulum swings. Ginger in that life lead here, but oh my god. The Rensen does come out here. Nice mix.
Oh my
Bomber,
goodness.
immediate burst. We're trying to stay alive. Full screen overdrive. Excuse me. Ginger, come on now. I'm getting a little antsy.
Now, Ginger, I do understand as to why. Actually, no, I don't. I was gonna try to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why that's the second time it is that you've done that, but I can understand the concept, right? Where am I gonna land? I mean, like in the corner, like obviously, like if you sit there and wait, you like, like you will end up seeing. Like that does make sense in the long run, right? Trying to make sure that you diversify how you keep your pressure and you're utilizing it as best as you can. But also at the same time, it's only minus if you believe it to be, my friends. Just remember that.
True. That is true.
For as long as you play fighting games, it's only minus if you think it is.
Yeah, frame data is but a construct there. Spin cycle, you know, you can
Right.
jump in on that and definitely punish it. So take that opportunity. Easier said than done though, like especially in these high octane situations, like you're already thinking 1,000 steps a minute here, and you know your APM is cranked up, you know, taking world records over, you know, the likes of you know, players on T1 from League, and Ginger's just gonna get caught up in the mix.
Or at least try to get the
Nice.
pressure on him against the counter hit instead, and not gonna be able to find it. The conversion isn't there, but Purple RC has to try to escape. Tries to give him the burst. Oh my goodness, he ran right under that. That's crazy. He is so short. Oh, Small King's in the building for sure. Oh, he's pushing back in, trying to keep him in the corner. Using the Rekka just to try and keep the pressure going. Has to use the FD just to try and see if he can keep Chip off of him, but staggers it out and instead catches it with a command grab. This is looking scary for the Axel as time goes on. He has gold RC as well.
All right.
Oh,
Okay,
and burst
we got
just
our
in between.
burst,
Keeps
though,
returning.
trying
He
to
gets
keep
their
the-
hit. And he's able to get it. My goodness. Not only did he convert, but he managed to turn that around.
Yeah, by the skin of your teeth, no less, too. All right, run up, got the regular throw, push to the corner, OTG once again. Great tech, 5K interrupt, but crank it up. Uppercuts for days here. Nice command grab. Rip of damage, already done. Fast RC, got our shatter here. Resets the neutral with a soft knockdown. Okay, nice
Still
FD break.
burst on the side of Dez. Still lots of opportunities. Use the burst mid-air, but once again, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, if you're going to burst, make sure you use it at some point in time. Like, you gotta make sure that you do. Don't want to go out in the round because you never know what could hit, what you could end up hitting. You know, that's just want to always make sure that you have that opportunity.
Yeah, especially, you know, in a darned if you do, darned if you don't situation like that.
Right.
So now we got the full screen interaction here. Keeping Chip in the corner here. Got caught. Counter hit. All right, nice. Also exploding. Rensen. Oh, the Rekka series. Forgot about the low. And love the drift. Used the momentum to get out of that corner there. Oh, but Gamma Blade coming out here. Command grab does get jumped out. Nice wrap up. Jump back. Heavy punch into that Axel Bomber there. Dez maintaining control here. Trying to continue into this next round. Ooh, great punish from Ginger here. Already pushed to the corner. A big counter hit.
Manages to get one hit. Uses the jump dust just to get the wall splat and then breaks the wall with 6 HS. Blue RC drift forward. Has that positive bonus to keep the pressure at least for the time being. What more we'll be able to find? Gets the overhead, but doesn't take the bait to go for the low. Instead, just keeps blocking low. Gets the overhead again, but still, he is resilient on making sure that he stays low. He doesn't want to get opened up for a combo. I'll take the small pokes over the big damage.
Absolutely here. Good blocks from Ginger, though. Push back in the corner situation. Tries to run in, and unfortunately, Dez was ready for it. Good burst here. Ginger's last opportunity.
Oh, that's it.
Ooh, that's a good one right there. Nice pickup. Red RC drift upward there. And, you know, I was thinking there for a second, too, in that corner situation when Ginger got the shatter, like, man, why didn't we just spend that overdrive, get that hard knockdown? And you saw right there, like you pointed out, just spending all that meter because we have positive bonus. Let's continue trying to get the mix. We'll get that damage made up for it later. But, you know, Dez, being a defensive monster, already pushed back into the corner, though. Yes.
Trying to get pressure where he can.
Risk cranked.
Once again, FD.
Just risking for 5Ks to come out here, try to stuff or interrupt. an approach from Ginger. Finally finds an opening out. Anti-air does get dodged. Good block on jump 2K.
It keeps the pressure. Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
fast
Yeah. That's absolutely a great mix as well, just to make sure that they keep it a little bit more spicy. Having the purple RC cancel. Just make sure they can have some things afforded to them. Chip is slowly making his way in. He is so quick, harder to zone out the majority of those characters, but gets the anti-air and he can't burst. It's the height. The height was too much. He couldn't burst in that scenario. He sort of just had to like give him the space necessary, you know?
It's 2-2.
Nice jump in there. 2-2 right now. Oh no, and again, see, just like you were talking about, unable to burst because those chains aren't burstable. Axel's a smidge too far away for that one there. Okay, nice, got that counter hit. Alpha Blade coming through.
Still trying to walk him down.
Once again, watch the lows. The toes are exposed here, and you know, Dez just taking advantage of it, cutting them up with each sickle. Nice 6K. Uh-oh, big reach right there, and had to FD. 6P does come through, closing out the round for Dez.
You got purple RC into the 6P just to obviously get the anti-air in a timely manner. Tries to see if they can find good damage, and goes for the mix, but instead, up backing is your best friend in this scenario. Blocks the DP into big damage. Another Axel bomber, but he misses it. Messes at the input, but still finds the conversion.
Back got the overhead. We're jumping out though. Ginger trying to make the most of the situation. Good jump out of that command grab. And now full screen situation does not work out for you. Rensen does make things beneficial for Dez here. The 5K to close it out. Dez maintains control and makes the run back there. Excellent job reversing it in Dez's favor too, because Ginger was definitely looking on top, especially in that first game right there. And you know, sometimes you got to keep your cool, especially as a zoning character. You have to have that patience, you know. And Dez clearly defensively has that patience, and it did pay off in dividends for them. So excellent job.
Yeah, and Dez definitely like no stranger to the chip matchup here in Toronto. We've got Rakir and Xylophone, who are two very strong chip players. So yeah, I mean, definitely like not too many things that Des is going to come across that, you know, he really hasn't seen before, especially with the caliber of players like Rakir in other games as a top 8 Evo finalist. So they definitely got the chops and the brain power to come up with all the interesting things and situations to put Des in. So yeah, definitely Des not fighting from a position of, you know, not being knowledgeable about the matchup. So, and of course, once again, like the blocking, she's like just blocked most of the stuff there, right? Just to take pressure off. And yeah, a lot of good plays from Ginger too, but just not quite enough to close it out against Dez.
Yeah, you know, almost with the distance, and it was just that, you know, that X factor, right? You know, you get caught, you know, down a couple points. You're like, you know what? I got to turn this around. Got to turn up to 11. You know, you got to activate serious mode. You know. Try to return the favor, and you know, definitely paid off for Dez there in that match. So great job.
And we're gonna go straight into winners finals. It's gonna be Dez versus Test Your Luck. So this is gonna be a good match. But before we do that, make sure you guys hit the Matcherino. I still only see $1 in there.
Yes, use that.
You guys are all in there. All 22 of the viewers that are in there. Make sure you hit up the Matcherino link. Use those coupon codes, the promo codes, to donate to the prize pool for absolutely.
It's a yellow button. Just click it.
Exactly. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't even really have to create an account. Just link your Twitch account if you're watching. Contribute to the prize pool. Send these players home with a little bit of money for their efforts, putting on a show for everyone. And of course, shout outs to our two wonderful casters, Zero Syndicate and Fawn, for keeping the mics lit up tonight. And yeah, so it's been a good night. And of course, can't forget next week the big show for Canada. Arc Revo 2021 Canadian qualifier is happening next weekend. There are over 90 players signed up right now. We'll probably hit 100 in the next week. And yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, the Arc Revo competition this year has been phenomenal to watch. You know, just even from Europe, getting to watch Central America really, you know, show off their stuff as well too. It's been great to see, you know, the local scenes of each of those regions as well too, because, you know, thanks to the great netcode that Guilty Gear has had since launch, you know, we've been seeing, you know, different flavors from all across the world jump into some events, especially in Central America, coming up to West Coast too. So it's been cool. But now, Dez, test your luck coming up to this winners finals here. Let's see if the defense keeps up here, or Test Your Luck is going to be able to, finally crack the defense that is from Dez.
And here comes Axel, stepping out the portal like Thanos in Infinity War.
Yeah, actually, Axel is a Reaper. New DPS class in Final Fantasy Endwalker.
Oh, yes, of course. Shout out to Endwalker.
Hence the sickles, Makes sense.
Makes sense. You're right. Who knew? That's where they got the inspiration from Axel from all those years ago.
Yes.
They knew before anybody else did.
They said, you know what? Reaper, we got it wrong in Final Fantasy 11. Let's update it. Axel is the way.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Good conversion off of the Beyblade spin. Just use this target combo. All the slashes in the world just to keep us up to the corner carry. Oh my gosh. We call that privilege.
That's the benefit of being at level 2 Nagoriyuki, and look at that. The jump heavy slash. Poke!
He's dead. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine waking up? Dez paid $60 for this experience. He paid $60 for that to happen. We all did.
At least $60.
That's so messed up.
Why just spend $80 if you got the season pass? So.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Grip.
That is a grip.
That's the chop. Old burst coming out.
A little cash.
Yo, great backwards drip, purple RC. Let's stop the world here, and unfortunately, a little bit too low to the ground.
But yeah, I mean, once again, might as well use it, see if it hits right, because like the round is practically over. You have to be careful. However this round starts, I said that's what I was saying. What I said. Now the wall's about to break. Congratulations, you lost 50 HP. Now here you are having to deal with once again neutral from Nagoriyuki. Don't let Nago players fool you. This character is extremely dumb, and everybody knows that. I play this character, so it makes the complete sense. My goodness, gets the overhead and breaks the wall.
Just
this
Nago
is
doing
yeah.
Nago
I mean,
things, right?
Absolutely. That's just how it is. Nago doing Nago things. That's exactly what you need. Well, is it really? That clone is now +5. I don't know if that's what you need actually. Or it's very plus now on block. Is that what he needs?
You just stepped into the arena. You deserve this pain that you feel. You made the choice. You turned on the game. You knew darn well the character was in there. So
you're right.
There we go. But jump back here. Let's see if Dez is actually doing a tremendous job here of turning it around. Should be able to close out a round here. Just one more touch will do it. But Nagoriyuki going to hit that Blood Rage.
So
has overdrive too. Has to be so careful. But already jumping. Could you imagine? Because that was the slash right there. If that was going to be the overdrive to end it all.
Yeah, that was definitely the heavy slash. Oh, I take it every time. Oh. Okay, my man's bouncing back and forth. He's teleported. I have seen that combo on Twitter, but whether it's practical or not, I don't think that is the move there. Built up a lot of blood gauge for virtually nothing. I think he was just doing that combo just to try and see if he could get himself back on track when he could convert it. But even still, who needs conversions when you got stuff like this? You stand and hit heavy slash, and then all of a sudden the world weeps at the fact that he now has a half-screen normal. He's trying to keep the pressure on. Dez has him in the corner where he wants him, but he's closing the gap. Why, though? He just needs to pretty much stay back. I mean, to be fair, I don't think that's the play. I think Dez closing the gap there when he had already 2 bars full of blood gauge. He just needs to back off.
Yeah, back off, rebuild some resources with trying to outpoke Nagoriyuki here. But the rate at which Test Your Luck has been closing these gaps was not too particularly worried about what point the blood gauge is at. Even playing in Blood Rage, for example, here. We're on a Razor's Edge right now, almost hitting that level 3, so we're going to try to play this neutral. No specials coming out. Has to hold the defense for just a bit longer. It does get 50% tension, but at what cost? Oh my gosh, Blue RC, Bloodsucking Universe will get the punish here. Now we get to spend specials for days. Not allowed to press the button quite yet, but dropped it. No conversion. Great pick up.
I hope it still drops the combo anyway.
Hey, it was American Reset. That's what it was. I call him as I see him being here in America.
You're right. That not only was that the American Reset, that was also the no bars Beyblade. Really, like you don't really have to be concerned about anything when it's 0 on block. What are you worried about? Might as well just use it anyway, right? Catch the backdash and converts the round. Blinks in, and this is party time now. He has so much pressure, so much blood gauge just to use willy-nilly, but gets counter hit and actually tries to use the burst. See, was expecting him to throw out a normal so he could burst and punish it, quote unquote, that way. But good usage of the blue RC and the delay. Yeah, good job. Yeah. You can't even burst that.
See, the last time Test Your Luck was on here, I said, you know what? Whiff punishing, right? That's going to be the key factor here that will carry over into this game from MK. And look at what we're seeing here. Blue RC to cover whiff punishes here to get some additional timing for that. We're seeing that little extra flare. Test Your Luck up 2-0 right now. Just has to try to close this out. Nice Bloodsucking Universe. Picks up with the red RC. Expecting a burst, and Dez is not biting. Simply because Axel doesn't have a bite move. Only Nagoriyuki does. But anyways. Right, nice slash. Gonna get a little bit of blood back here. Has to be careful. Alright, nice backwards drift. Wants to own this space. Gonna challenge his whip punishes and make it a living nightmare for Nagoriyuki to approach, but Test Your Luck finds just the gap that they're looking for to close out the set here in Winners Finals. 3-0. Absolutely outstanding play from Test Your Luck. And also great play from Dez is just the damage from Nagoriyuki, especially hitting that level 2 and being able to cleanly challenge Axel at ranges that Axel normally excels without any contests. That was the key factor in this set, and really well done from Test Your Luck, especially in those whiff punish moments.
Yeah, definitely looking ready for Arc Revo next weekend.
Right?
But not unexpected from Test Your Luck. Definitely one of the strongest players out here. And but we're gonna keep the action going. We're gonna get losers semifinals up here. We're gonna get Ginger versus Lukewarm back into the lobby here, and then we're gonna get this started. But yeah, definitely, if you guys haven't already, we'll remind you again. Please sign up for Arc Revo Canada qualifier for this year. It is on PS4 and PS5 only, so unfortunately, PC players, you guys are out this time around. But there are already 90 players signed up. We should be hitting 100. It's gonna be the first time I think we've ever had across Canada a big tournament cover the entirety of Canada with that many.
This is the first actual Arc System Works like tournament in Canada, so it's a big deal for us.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, but don't you guys also have for top 3 the hitboxes?
Yeah, the hitboxes as well. Yeah, so
Hitbox
is one of the sponsors of Arc Revo this year. So yeah, the top 3 will be getting hitboxes, and I believe the 2 best players are going to go to finals in LA or whenever they decide that is, wherever they decide that is. So
hopefully things paid trip, but we'll see how the virus permits. But I think it should be fine.
Let's put it this way: it's like as CEO, Remy Celeste gave everyone a run for their money, right? Remy Celeste is a Canadian player, so we know that Canadian players can hang with the best, right? So. Definitely curious, and the funny thing about Remy is he plays at our offline events.
Our offline too.
Toronto. Yeah, and
see everyone, support your locals.
Yeah, support your locals, and you know what, Lukewarm, Test Your Luck, Dez, all these guys give him a run for his money when he's here. So like all these players have the capability of placing top 8 in a major tournament. Yeah. So it'll be a good chance to see what Canada has to bring to the table.
Absolutely, Canada is definitely not a country to sleep on for sure when it comes to fighting games, especially in anime games and throughout other games as well.
Yes, so and anime especially.
Yeah. Yes. The state of Michigan is a part of Canada.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. They are partially claimed.
It's only because of Windsor, and you know what? We'll take it. All right, so big air-to-air opportunity here from Lukewarm. Going to get that carry over the corner. Got the shatter. See, that's what we were looking for earlier from Lukewarm. Or, no, actually from Rel that we're talking about here. So, Rel, take notes. Lukewarm got the routes for you here to clean up.
Oh, nice.
Give Rel a little bit of ribbing every now and again,
Great hit.
All right, nice. Same sign. Going to get the red RC. Continues 6K. Going to keep blocking low. Great option, though.
Still looking for
sheesh.
Whatever opportunity it is looking for. Wait, what?
I thought Chip was going to say sheesh. You've said it enough today that I thought Chip was about to yell sheesh when he dies.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, understandable. That is why I was saying it, just to make sure that, because that's what I heard the first time I was hearing it when he lost. I thought he was like, sheesh. I'm like, goodness gracious. To be fair, that is the reaction when Chip gets hit, because my goodness, his health bar is gone. I blinked and the round was over. This is like literally battle of the corners right now. This is whoever can get the knockdown first, and whoever can get their opponent to the corner first is pretty much the victor.
Yeah, honestly, the knockdown is going to be important. I think Chip has, like, gosh, I hate to say, because both these characters are so wild, right? But in the, like, neutral game, like mid-screen, I think Chip has an excellent opportunity because of being able to move around in so many other ways than what Milia can do. And Milia really requiring, like, you know, knockdown for ring setup here. But Lukewarm is just maintaining that corner control, right? And of course, Chip does want that corner, like you're saying as well, too. Up 2-0 right now for Lukewarm in this loser semi here. Oh no, can't be doing that.
Oh,
DP
no.
gonna burst out immediately and put yourself in the corner. Not looking good here for Ginger. Oh, stop DP! Wait a minute! It's not worked out for you. You've presented the option. Lukewarm is well aware.
Rest in pieces. Ginger eating a lot of damage and now having to deal with this mix-up. Tomfoolery here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Baiting
What
the
in the
2H
world, man?
even
The back and
too,
forth.
right? Just the air back dash, forward dash again, thanks to Milia's unique mechanic. Oh, big air to air. You thought Bad Moon will carry you right back down?
Oh,
Yeah, go for the slide
Doesn't break the
knockdown.
wall.
Don't go for the shatter so you can keep that Oki there. Big 6P opportunity here for Ginger, pushing right back to the corner. I appreciate the decision here, but the defense from Lukewarm pays off here, and Ginger is in trouble. PRC, hold on to it. Caught low.
ooh. Yeah,
That is unfortunate.
That's understandable.
Lush Shaker for the W right there.
I get it. That was back and forth. That was not even really back and forth. That was just like, once again, that was battle of the corners. That is, who can get who to the corner first, the fastest and the quickest. Whoever has that lead already is obviously going to maintain pressure. It's never going to stop, because that's just the process of it. That's like literally there's the process of elimination. So
Yeah, whoever has the higher APM in that matchup is definitely going to be probably coming out on top. I mean, and you can see that right there with Milia, right? Already getting set up, already setting forward with the PRC resets into lows. You know, fast RCing is going to be so important for both of these characters here, even to try to get an additional layer of mix. And yeah, you know what? Coming out on top is going to be Milia for this one here. And not an easy victory by any means. I mean, Ginger definitely, you know, was a force to be reckoned with throughout this entire bracket. But just like you've been saying, though, you know, Lukewarm also capable of putting on a world of hurt out here. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty of it. The strongest players here right now, and some folks you're probably going to be seeing in Arc Revo this upcoming weekend. So definitely stay tuned. Take some notes out here. If you're actually participating in this bracket, this is a great time to review the matches that you've seen, because you're probably going to be running these players this following weekend.
Yep, and these are definitely some of the strongest players that we got here up in the north, at least on the East Coast. Obviously, their West Coast is still a factor.
Yes.
So, and those don't mix too often. So I'm very curious to see how the East Coast and West Coast Canadian players shape up against each other this weekend.
Yeah,
next weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be really, really exciting to see, actually, because you're right. It is so rare to see both of those sides come together.
Right now, this is practically it. This is just the reality of it. This is Axel versus Milia. Now, very interesting. The same sort of concept applies here, just like when Axel fights Chip. This is the gist of it. They have so many ways to get in, and they're both so quick that it's hard for Axel to maintain the distance, just like that. Like double air dash over, not going to be able to find the conversion or the anti-air there. So instead, it's going to get hit into a full conversion. And just to keep the pressure on them, rolls in just to get the high-low mix-up, throws out another disc, goes for the double overhead and manages to block, rolls right on in and checks out with a hairpin just to keep pressure overhead again, just to get the wall splat that time. Third time's the charm. That is going to break the wall for the round.
Yeah, you can't block forever. I'm going to keep this pressure going until you find a way out. And if you don't, it's going to be death by 1,000 cuts. And Lush Shaker was the one to close it out right there. So here we go. Again, these close slashes, what are you going to react to, huh? How are you going to push back? You're going to shut down the entire connection with these plus frames. That's how devastating you are right now.
And once again, I think that's just the general.
Vince, did the power go? Huh?
No, I'm good. I'm still here. I'm checking what's going on. I lost signal all of a sudden.
Oh shoot!
Wait a second.
Technical difficulties, but those obviously will be sorted out. So
yeah, what a strong start though, right? You know, honestly,
full disclaimer, guys.
Lush Shakers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That was weird. That's the first time we've had something like that. But either way,
Very
it's okay.
strange.
Right.
Things happen.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it was a powerful start right there. I mean, Dez having a little bit of trouble
Yes.
there, trying, like you said, trying to anti-air a lot of the Amelia approach, and Dez is going to have to try to preemptively stop a lot of the speed right here. Since Amelia is so dominant in the air, like you really have to preemptively set up your anti-airs instead of throwing out Rensen, because sometimes too you might be able to catch things with Rensen, but it looks like Lukewarm is definitely going to take to the skies, try to avoid Rensen and force Dez to really commit to sitting still or going for air to airs. It really does depend upon how Dez wants to approach this matchup defensively.
Yeah, I agree. Like, still a big deal of like it's so much to be considerate about because of the fact that you're taking into account that once again that Amelia, like she's quick, right? You have to be concerned about
Right.
that 9 times out of 10. It's just so prominent, something you have to be so concerned about because there's not just out of 10. You're really going to have to deal with like just the overall concept of knowing that in a lot of the situations where you have this back and forth, that there really is a consistent, like there really is like not only consistent damage, but consistent speed, right? Like she's a very fast character, so you're moving across the screen, darting from one side to the next side, and then it's going to be even more of a problem. So,
well, also too, don't forget, folks, we do have that match Reno as well. So definitely take this time, since we do have no match playing right now. Check out that match Reno. Click on some of the sponsor quests on the side of it as well. Get some extra free money put into the pot for these players. Again, 20 of you, really easy to put in some money right there. Barely an inconvenience, right? You just log in with your current credentials that you're using for Twitch and just click that button. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, that does mean you even have Twitch Prime. So you can use that free Twitch Prime subscription right here, help benefit the stream and the streamers as well. That does help out. Otherwise, you give the money to Jeff Bezos and he goes to space again. And honestly, I don't want that. So help benefit Digital Havoc and Incendium Gaming.
It truly does, yeah. Definitely be sure to give back, obviously, to the community. It is able to give you a lot of these amazing tournaments. You always want to return the favor in as many ways as you possibly can, right? So definitely take that into consideration, everybody. Definitely gotta make sure you support them adequately enough. You know, Matcherino is just one of many ways that you can actually end up doing that.
Even if you tweet it out too, because word of mouth does really help quite a lot, especially if you've already used the contribution code. Tweet it out, because that could be somebody else that's going, hey, you know what? Yeah, I want to watch some Guilty Gear, and I'll click that contribution code. It costs me nothing. May as well do it. And check that out. It does help. It looks great for Incendium Gaming as well. And honestly, too, like if you happen to see that for any of your locals or even just any online event that you're looking at, because honestly, we're going into year 3 at this rate, right? And they've all been doing a tremendous job to continue giving us fighting game content to watch and keep up with the competition across the world over and even across the country and spanning multiple countries, even, you know, coast to coast. So definitely share the support and the knowledge as well, because who knows, you know, it might be someone's first time watching tonight as well, you know, interested in some Guilty Gear competitive play, and say, you know what, maybe I do want to join in on a Discord and really try to step up my game competitively. So this is the opportunity to share that out.
All right, yeah, we should be back up here in a few moments.
Awesome.
And it is 1-0 Luke. So they're waiting for us to jump back in here and give them a new lobby. Apologize, guys. Some small technical difficulties. They happen.
Completely okay.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're, again, like I said, year 3 into this. We're well used to this at this point. You know?
Yeah.
Things do happen and come up, which is A-okay.
If it's something you have to keep in mind.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just thankful
Mufasa,
that
you are muted.
I think he's talking to the guys in Discord.
Yeah,
the
Okay.
players, making sure that they're getting lined up.
That makes sense.
No, we're just talking over a bit, ignoring.
It's like one of those Chinese dub movies, the kung fu movies.
Yeah. Absolutely.
He's like,
and then, like,
I would
despite
love to
all
order
those
some
words,
pizza
there's
right
going to be
double pepperoni.
there's also are we dubbing Mufasa? Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah, we're redubbing.
We're redubbing Mufasa.
What a talk. And the funniest part about it is that I definitely know that he can hear us. Like he's talking to them in Discord, but I know he can hear us. That's the funniest
He
part
might have
about
muted us in his VMix.
it. Yeah, definitely might be the
Like, I
play
don't want
there.
to
That's
listen
for
to
sure.
these clowns.
The professionalism even.
Of course.
Yes,
You have to
I
be.
would like to order some chicken biryani, please. He lives in Brampton. It's also known as Bramladesh.
Staring at the menu right now. That deadpan stare. That's what he's looking at. He's like, man.
Just looking at all the
Butter
Excel
chicken.
sheets.
Yeah. What do I order now? What's on the menu for today?
Just long pregnant
That
pause.
is that is absolutely crazy. One of my favorite movies about that with the dubs that were like that was Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
That movie's hilarious. That movie's
yes.
so funny.
Yes, it's been a
I
long
literally
time since
watched
I've
it
seen
again
it.
recently.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and it's been recommended to me by my Hulu list. But it shows an image
Yeah.
of My Hero Academia for some reason, so I'm not sure what to believe. If it's Kung Pao, or if it's My Hero, or maybe My Hero has been around since 2002. I don't know.
It's like a mystery box. You click on it, then you get like The Office. You know, despite it being neither of those two things with a different title in the picture. You click on it. And
All right,
it's the
look,
episodes
I
of The
haven't been
Office.
scanning those QR codes on Twitter. Okay, leave me.
Right, yeah. That is a dangerous game to play for sure. That people were just posting QR codes on Twitter for like quite some time. It's like, damn, that really is a mystery box. What's going to happen? Is it a virus or is it something worse?
Hey, you know what? I've been working from home long enough to be like, let's see what happens. Just roll the dice today.
Just like I'm trying to see what happens when that biking trailer comes out. My goodness.
Right? Yeah. That's
what a
going
character.
to be the big talk, right? Is what's going to happen with Biken, how she's going to play. There's no, like, that's my biggest question is how is she going to play this time around? Because me personally, there's no way she's going to play like she did in Plus R. That's a bygone era. There's no I'm curious how they're going to alter her from Exert. Like, what are they going to do with that character? What's going to stay the same and what's going to be new? I feel like they're going to cut a lot of her moveset out, but we'll see. What do you think?
So, as the number one, I don't think I have like my poster or anything that like I can show. I could have done this for a bit or whatever the case was. But as the number one Biken stand to ever exist, and not only do I like her aesthetic, but I have been playing her literally since Plus R. So since the PS2 era days, right? Before that was even like a true Biken appreciator, right? Is the biggest way to describe it. So I think if there's only one thing that I would ever ask for, devs, Arxes, if you are listening, Arc Revo's coming out next weekend. That makes complete sense. The amazing tournament with tons of players. You guys definitely should be sure to watch it. But if you're listening, just keep Tatami. That's all that matters. She will literally be the best character in this game because of how the natural progression of this game is. Filling the screen is always something that characters in this game, when they do it well, they're always great at doing it. Because take a think about it, right? Like Axel, Ram, Faust, you know, like even though Faust isn't like the best, right? It's the fact that he has like those large normals that you have to be able to look out for. But if she has Tatami, that's all she really needs. It has to work the exact same though as it has for the past 2 days. If it doesn't, then GG.
Oh my gosh, that might be absolutely insane to see. I'm thinking she's not coming with Tatami. I think Tatami's gone.
That's so crazy that you would ever say that and put that out in the universe. Because if she doesn't need that, she needs that.
I'm not saying she doesn't need it. I just think it's not going to be in Stride. That's my guess. And
they should give it to her and give her Azami, which is the guard point where she dashes and gets 3 options.
Oh yeah.
They should give her all that. You know what? Just port in Rev 2 or Plus R Biken. And then there we go. We're perfect.
Oh, perfect.
That's already how it is.
Don't test it at all. Don't even think about it. Just put it in exactly as is. Sprites and all.
The more you think about it, the more you realize what she shouldn't have had. And that's not what we want. We want her as she is.
And you know what? I guess Dez shouldn't have had that victory right there because it was looking like all Dez and lukewarm just cranked it up to 11. Heard that there was not going to be Tatami for Biken coming out and was excited.
Yeah, it was just furious.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Why would you say this?
Why would you put that out of the atmosphere? I really hope she does have Tatami. Just as much as I'm sure he would have hoped that he actually teched that throw. He does get punished for the most part. Lukewarm back to the corner. It is going to get comboed here. RC, and yeah, she's just going to save the burst. Obviously, see if he can utilize it and bring it into next round. This is the best time to use it. I think. So.
Yeah, right. Rosebud. You know, kiss from a rose. Going to carry you over. There used to be a mountain.
Oh
boy. Anyways, When it
Put the
snows,
pressure on. When it snows, I guess you get hit by like an overhead that leads to like a big enough conversion. I mean, she is wearing the winter coat. She is
Right,
dripped out, if
exactly.
anything. That's like the best case scenario. You know?
late autumn
Oh my
guilty here.
goodness.
Sounds refreshing. Pumpkin spice is in the air, I guess, if you're Axel. I'm gonna get blasted off from the great fumes that will be the pumpkin spice latte.
Nah, he's just
up
smelling his
2-0
own blood
right
right
now.
now.
Wow.
That's about it. He's just sniffing iron, is what he's sniffing right now. That's only blood. He has been opened up a multitude of times, overheads, discs, everything. He tried to up back to see if he can get out of the corner, but the disc ends up hitting him at purple RC. And it's literally always good to go disc, purple RC in the corner anyway, because you either get a high-low mix-up or they get hit by the disc for trying to up back. So that's something you have to be wary of. And also, I like Disc's usage of that command grab. Not using
really
it
rare.
enough to, not using it enough for people to get adapted to. But using it at just the right amount to where people forget about it, and he's hit every single one he's used.
Wow, wow! I'm actually shocked that kill, but also kind of I'm like, oh yeah, it's Milia, no kidding. Dez taking an early round here, trying to turn things around. Hair car coming through, big jump in here from Lukewarm anti-air. Oh my gosh, come back down. Where do you think you were jumping to? Yeah, spend the overdrive, get the hard knocked out. We're going to get positive bonus and really turn things around here in terms of resources. Holy cow, Lukewarm keeping up the pressure again. Lush Shaker. And Dez gets caught in the dome, ties it up with a perfect, no less.
Lots of damage that Dez was eating on that side of the fence, honestly. Just one conversion leading to big damage. Milia does have some big damage, but also like very specific conversions, right? And obviously counter hits, as most characters do. So it's definitely something you have to be wary of. But Dez is finding a lot of small conversions here and there that aren't big combos, but leading to bigger damage. He tried to use the purple RC to bait out the burst, but this is the worst case. This is literally the worst case scenario. He's about to have his burst back up, but he's just gonna save it for when the wall breaks, if it does. Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
You would have had to have burst immediately. Now it's literally going to be too linear because he has to use it or he loses if he gets hit again.
All right, there's the close slash. Couple overdrive immediately. No burst opportunity. Going to take the damage and it does kill. Holy cow! Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Lukewarm taking it.
That was a gamble though, man. Because he could have he was waiting for him at any moment, even if he bursted there, one of the regular hits, he could have RC'd still.
Yep.
Yeah. But
That's
even still,
tough.
it's like, well, yeah, it really is. That's a situation where, you have to commit to using that burst, even if it doesn't hit, because it's you never know what could happen, right? You can throw off somebody's timing. I thought after he got the first close S that he was going to try and find, I thought he was going to burst after the second hit of the first close S, right? And because I was like, if he doesn't, then super into kill is just what's going to happen, right? You get another close S, you find a little bit more damage, and then you utilize the super just to make sure they can't burst, and that makes it so much more dangerous. It's just a shocking realization, honestly. Just super crazy, super crazy, and very unfortunate too.
Yeah,
you do hate
especially
to see it.
that burst situation there that Dez was really baiting out, right? PRC, perfect situation, but you were just on the cusp of getting caught by that burst animation, and that pushed you back and completely removed all that neutral that you had won, and it just reset everything for you, and that sucks. It was just a couple of situations throughout that entire set that was just oh man, if only it went slightly differently in one interaction or two, could have changed the whole game. But hey, them's fighting games, right? That's how it can be in a lot of situations. So.
All right, so we are heading up on grand finals. Test Your Luck is joining the lobby here, and it's going to be big mountain to climb for Lukewarm. He's going to have to win 2 sets to win this. Totally possible, but as we know, Nago does Nago things.
Yeah, and the last it's a run back, right? And Test Your Luck went 3-1 over Lukewarm in that set. So, I mean, Test Your Luck is the one that put Lukewarm in losers. Do we have the answers? Have we figured this out? You're a little bit removed here from the Nago matchup, or do we swap to a different character? Honestly, a lot of Guilty Gear players have just their one character that they do play. You do see a few outliers here and there that have multiple characters that they're comfortable with for certain matchups, but Guilty Gear, especially this one, is one game where like, yeah, like it might be hard for Milia in this matchup, but it is definitely a doable matchup. Her tools are there. It's just sometimes you might have to work harder than other characters is all.
I'm like sort of on the fence about that, right? Is that like if her tools are really enough? Because she does have the mixes, she does have what she needs, right? But Nago just wins neutral. And there's a reason why he's starting off and there's a reason why we see him starting off with the DP a lot and just using it immediately, because what is her option?
Right.
Back up.
Right.
Like there's nothing else it is that she can do about that. And he wants the blood gauge because he wants to find better usage of his normals. He wants to find better opportunities to land that hit. The minute that he finds it, it's over. Like that's just what you have to accept. It's a lot that you have to be concerned about. And I genuinely think that matchup is like 7-3. Like I'm so serious. I think that is such a bad matchup for Milia. I think that's so terrible. It's so hard for her to get in and do a lot because by the time it happens, he has to have exhausted his burst, his meter, like, and you have had to need to get in, right? Because you either use close S or you use 6 HS to anti-air either situation, right? So it makes her hard to jump in. Like if you have opportunities to actually utilize this, like once again, right? Like what's she gonna rely on when there is no knockdown? It's a matter of having that stacker pressure. It's a matter of her using close S, okay, or like maybe like getting pokes here and there, right? But if Nago recognizes that, like the fact that she has to utilize that alone when she doesn't have the knockdown, because her strongest opportunity is when she has knockdown, right? But before that, it's about getting him to that point. I think it's so hard to get past all of his long-reaching normals, the fact that he's 0 on Blade, the fact that he's plus on his clone. Like, there's so much you have to be worried about. And he has a command grab on top of that. And the more he uses, the longer his range is going to be on his buttons, the faster they're going to be. Like, there's just so much that she has to be concerned about. She dies instantly, and she has to burst at very early points. Otherwise, she loses everything, Like, and then just has to save the burst for another round. Or use it super early.
Is Test Your Luck in now?
Not yet. Yeah, still waiting for him to join. But
they did say that they were on their way, but that was 2 minutes ago. They messaged.
He's got a slower PC.
Just waiting for you to finish hyping up Test Your Luck, and Nagoro Yuki.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah. Just had to hear it. I mean, Nago's like top 3 in the game at least. So like that does make sense. I definitely think he is like I definitely think he's top 3. I don't know if he's number 1, but I feel like he's very close. He's at least number 2. But
he's
then the
very
question is
high
that
up there for sure.
Yeah. But then like the question is like who's number 1, Like who's better than Nago? Is it anybody? Is it Ram?
I think that's your 3, right? Is probably Nago, Soul. And Soul's been interesting lately, right? Like definitely up there for sure, but not like previous patches before, like especially that change on 6S. I think that was 1, a fair change, and 2, just like that was definitely a crux of a problem too, alongside Far Slash situation as well too. But still a great character, great damage. Those 2 characters are definitely going to be the ones to beat it for sure. And I'm trying to remember what I saw out of Japan. I feel like, because I like to see how everyone really likes to think, because Japan has like this different mindset when it comes to approaching fighting games than we do stateside here. And I'm sure it's the exact same way for Canada and even Europe as well, because Europe definitely brought over that Axel mentality over here stateside once we started seeing, Axel run rampant and Salt Mine. But yeah, I think those 2 are definitely like some really strong characters here. And I think Leo is definitely another one to kind of look at as well too. Happy Chaos has not been, fully optimized yet, but Happy Chaos really early on, it's like, okay, wait a minute. Like this character can do soul stuff and doesn't have to be in your face about it. So I think that character might be one to worry about here. And, time will tell, once things really smooth out, and there are very few Happy Chaos players that are playing at either a high level or that we are aware of and are really representing that character. There are definitely Happy Chaos players out there, and that character is definitely really unfair given the right circumstances, and he doesn't ask for a lot for those correct circumstances. So I think that's going to be a character to really watch out for too.
I agree. I don't like getting capped up, from like across the screen, and it hurts too as someone that plays Soul. Like I can't do Vortex. Like, especially if he throws like the orb on me, like, one or 2 clean hits, and I'm in big trouble. Like literally.
Yeah, Happy Chaos is gonna be
Yeah.
fun. Like it, getting my hands on Happy Chaos and really trying to like feel out how that reload mechanic works and how that character just works in general. It's like holy cow! Like, yes, there's a lot of big brain thinking for this character, but
Mhm.
for like setting things up, it's not the most difficult setup. Like as long as you're managing your resources really well. And we see that in Nagoriyuki. We see that same thing with Zato as well. Like that resource is there when it comes down to bullets, but being able to keep yourself safe between your unsafe strings, like wow, like that character is going to be tough to go up against. And me playing Geo against that character, I do appreciate like having that macro dash because then it throws off aim. But you're right, once that curse hits, it's terrifying. And what's terrifying is when Nagoriyuki hits that level 2 and just starts controlling all the screen space that Lukewarm wants to try to approach in to be an effective mixed character against Nagoriyuki. So we'll see how it goes. Because yeah, you bring up a lot of good points, Fawn. This is actually going to be a pretty tough battle, and we always knew that coming into this. And I'm sure Lukewarm is well aware of it. It's about utilizing your tools properly here. Great opportunity, although burst right away. So this is actually a nice little W here for Lukewarm, a blunder, if you will, for Test Your Luck.
Mm-hmm. Definitely something he has to keep in mind at all times as well. And just get the wall break. It's a good look so far for Lukewarm. Using the RC, but ends up jumping right into a disc. Oh, I completely forgot. St. Cola, you ain't safe. Top 3, Leo. That's who's number 1 in this game. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'll say. Yeah, y'all ain't safe. Y'all Leo players trying to play under the radar the whole time. That's exactly who's number 1 in this spot.
Hey, Leo is not number 1. Let's relax. Wait a minute.
Gotta
right, Leo is a problem, though. That's a problem character.
Yeah.
Perfect right here, Nagoriyuki. Nice.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, literally, like, see, like, look, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, she has to burst so early because if she doesn't, then she dies. Like, especially off the counter, there's no way.
And that first round victory there was just because of that blunder from Test Your Luck. Lukewarm definitely capitalized on that situation. Don't get me wrong, and Lukewarm put in that work. But here, look at the trouble that we're in. The pressure from Test Your Luck is absolutely insane. That's a double perfect there for the first game to turn things around. Test Your Luck taking it. You almost have to play flawless if you're Milia here.
You do. You literally do. And I don't even play Milia. I play Nago, and I definitely know that, like, this matchup is terrible for her. Like, it feels so easy. It was so much easier for Nago. Because meanwhile, I'm eating all these hits, and I'm like, okay, all I need is literally 1, and she's gone. Like, that's it, right? Like, I need 1, and that's what's in his mind at all points in time. That's why he's playing so aggressively the entire time, right? It's just understanding that, like, hey, like, this is what I need to be able to do. Like, I have to play aggro and make sure I utilize those normals. 2S is one of the best buttons against her because she has to run up so often. She's too scared to go into the sky because she has to worry about 6HS. She has to worry about 6P. She has to worry about 2HS. Like, there's so much she has to be concerned about, and that 2S is so strong.
Oh my gosh. But that reversal disc, though, hello, into PRC, almost got a fully converted combo off of it. We're teetering on the edge here. That level 3 finally getting it back. Oh, what a throw!
Ooh, bad. Yeah. Great awareness from Lukewarm. Uses the heavy slash to try and go in, but as he did it from too high, and as he's falling, speaking of falling, that HP bar is deteriorating.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's literally why this matchup is. You're never worried because it's like I hit her once. This is what happens. Like, she has to be concerned at literally every point in time.
I'm not responsible for this. This is your fault. You picked the character. Another perfect. Test Your Luck. Wait a minute.
This is so rough.
Wait a minute here. Okay, good jump in here from Lukewarm. We can't get 4 perfects from Test Your Luck. If Test Your Luck got a perfect for every single victory in this set, oh my gosh. Okay, goes for the slide knockdown.
Nice.
Tries to keep the Oki pressure. Great 6P.
I agree, not breaking the wall just to make sure she can even get the mix-up as well. Like, definitely something you gotta keep in mind. But the burst, this should be death. Oh no, he went for the reset. He blocked the overhead from the moon, but still gets counter hit towards the end. Lukewarm ties things up at a 1-1.
And again, that's another blunder though from Test Your Luck, right? To close out the first game, the first round of here for Lukewarm. Definitely getting the W here, but that blunder saved Lukewarm here in this set. So thankfully Lukewarm able to capitalize once again. You know, giving no opportunity with the exception of that Bad Moon whiff right there, you know, like that close slash reset. That was a little bit of risky business here. Going for these tick throw setups here once again. Close slash, trying to stay plus. Red RC low, beautiful stuff. What a cheeky mix of the anti-air. Great pickup. Don't even think about bursting.
Just don't. You have to eat the damage. Thankfully, the scaling is enough for Luke to not even really consider. Almost caught the backdash. That doesn't even matter. That is a confirmed combo when he has 2 bloods and he has 2 blood bars. You get hit by that, but you get hit by that 2S, like that's pretty much it. And that's a frame trap.
Oh my gosh. And the life immediately. Gone.
Yeah.
Jab, jab, and it was blocked, then into 6P. Able to confirm after. Good lord. Blood-sucking universe for the pickup. Red RC. We are looking at a shatter and kill.
She's dead. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Like, this is, like, there's really not much to, like, break down here. Like, this is, I feel like we've already said so much already, right? It's just the fact of him controlling that space, and you see Luke is really scared to go in at certain points. Like, he's trying to bait out anti-airs. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, he used the DP, and what's her option? Back up. You saw her backdash. She was too afraid to get hit.
Yeah, honestly, like, Test Your Luck doesn't have to do much to gain control of the neutral. And it's at round start, like you said, it is Test Your Luck's turn. It is not Lukewarm's turn. Big jump in, finding your way in slowly but surely, and here comes the chip dance. We're trying to jump out, heavy slash for the air-to-air. Oh no, dropped it, but still able to get a counter. We get a shatter, but you know, hey, maybe we try to keep these corners. I don't know, a little bit too high for that slide. Either way, though, Lukewarm getting the pickup.
Oh
wow,
nice. Just get back, bro. Tried to backdash to see if he could bait out the super. Thought he would try to go for that, but the messed up part is that he has one more hit and the burst. Wait, that's minus. You can punish that. Oh, thank goodness. I see so many people like letting that burst happen and they're not punishing it. I'm like, please. He's so slow in recovery. You gotta get rid of that. Great awareness from Luke there.
Okay, pushed out here and still giving chase. Lukewarm not giving any opportunity here. All right, this for the shatter. Not quite close enough for any sort of overdrive here, but we have plenty of resources available. Good left right here from Lukewarm. Slash triple jump. A hair card. Hold the momentum. There's the throw. Another high once again. Watch the dome. Yo, great awareness here after that PRC. Beautiful stuff.
Okay. She should be able to get the kill and in official luck confirm. I'm so glad Test Your Luck knows that. That is something that is, I don't see anybody ever doing that against Milia, which is why I believe that this matchup is 7-3. After purple RC, if she uses that, if she uses that disc and tries to do purple RC, the disc at any point, even if it's the slow one, if it's the fast one, if you use 6P, it goes through it. And if it hits him, it trades. Like, that's so important to be able to understand that. That makes this matchup so much worse for Milia if she ever tries to use it away from knockdown. Ever. And I'm so glad he did that, because it really illustrates the point of, like, this matchup sucks. Like, it's really, really bad.
That and, you know, Test Your Luck really understands this matchup here, and that gives, you know, Lukewarm a moment of pause. That's data there for be like, okay, well, I can't do the usual setups. I have to be honest here in a way that Milia isn't normally honest. Oh no, the 2D is just a bit too far.
And there's the trade off of the close S. Oh no, Milia problems. Milia problems.
There's
nice
reversal, that'll connect.
But stuck out.
Oh no, not close enough for all the hits though.
Let's use burst.
Fastest.
Be careful, so much recovery.
Yeah, you can see it right there, trying to go for the making the anti-air whiff, embed it all on the Fukios right there for a blood-sucking universe. We're looking at match point here for Test Your Luck right now.
My man got the skates on. Oh no, that did mental damage. That would do mental damage to me. And this is this is optimized too. Like, she lost so much. Now you have to be worried about two. Yep, exactly. She was like, Lukewarm was already blocking low. I completely get that. Yep, just to bait out, see if he does anything, see if he can react in time by using the purple RC. Still trying to find opportunities. Still has the meter. Still got to be careful. And the messed up part is that is a high-low, so you do have to be wary of that. Good mix as well from Lukewarm. Going to try and carry him to the corner. It gets the mix, but no conversion.
Full slash there, so that's a hold it. Great counter hit. Cross up. Well, there's the low. Another high. The guessing, the left rights here. Lukewarm.
Yeah.
Activated, motivated here to try to stay in this bracket here. Now full screen situation though. And has to be so careful. Has a slight lively. Great jump in. Disc gets out the throw. Are you serious?
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
That was nice.
Insane.
And I think what happened was that
no fear.
That's great. Not only no fear, but it's also the fact of like he threw. I literally think he threw out a button and he got with punish grabbed is what happened.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, that's so messed up. My glasses are up in my face right now. I gotta put it back down.
That's devastating.
That's
your
crazy.
soul just got snatched out of your body. Like that's what
gripped.
happened. And that doesn't test your luck. Takes it first place here. Oh my god. The
What a way to end the
audacity,
night.
the gumption, the
Yeah.
goal.
All right, so that
That
concludes
crazy.
Digital Havoc for tonight. I want to thank
Yes.
everyone who joined today. Thanks for continuing to support us as well. Shout out to Test Your Luck for winning tonight, and Luke putting on a really solid performance. Dez as well. But definitely thank you to our two wonderful casters for joining us, our guests Zero Syndicate and Fawn the Legend. As always, thank you for joining us here on Digital Havoc, gracing the mics with us, putting on a show. And yeah, definitely super exciting. If you guys want more Guilty Gear Strive, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. But before that can happen, Arc Revo Canada is happening on January 22nd and 23rd.
Absolutely.
So pools will be played on the 22nd up through top 16, and then top 8 will play on Sunday for that final. And of course, top 3 are going to go home with hitboxes, and the top 2 players are going to be selected to go to finals whenever that may be happening, but to face off against the qualifiers from the other events. And it's going to be really exciting. I believe East Coast US is this weekend, hosted by TSB, so make sure you guys check that out, because that's going to be some really good action. A lot of players from there that do regularly come over and play in Digital Havoc from the New York region, Northeast regions, so it's going to be really exciting. But once again, thank you for tuning in. Any last words, you guys, before we go? Make sure you plug yourselves.
Sure. So thank you so much, everybody,
I'll
again,
go first.
for tuning in. Fawn, you go for it. You go first.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys can follow me at Fawn the Legend on Twitter. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you so much for Incendium for having such a wonderful tournament once again. Always love and glad to be here to be able to cast things. That's for sure. I love some Strive. I definitely love Guilty Gear. So
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? Again, yeah, you can follow me at Zero Syndicate right below here on Twitter. Also, the same thing for Twitch as well. It's been a pleasure to come back here once again for Digital Havoc, and I'm looking forward to more Guilty Gear Strive and looking forward to more of these Arc Revo events coming up. So much appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. And I'm looking forward to it. And who knows what's coming out? Like, Big Frame Biken's coming soon, right?
you're right.
Yeah.
Massive Frames Viking. You're right.
Massive
We do
Frames.
love to see that.
Did she bring the mats, or are the mats left at home? Maybe she has done interior
We'd love to see.
decorating.
Oh my gosh.
we will have to see.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Thank you guys, and we guys will catch you once again for Guilty Gear Strive in 2 weeks. And of course, before that, like I said, Arc Revo. For those who are playing on PS4, PS5, this is your chance. So get in there. Over 90 entrants. It's going to be a banger of a weekend. Looking forward to it. So we are signing off. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah, later
Peace,
days.
guys.